Thank you, Sheena, for coming here this afternoon to help us answer some of these questions about how to plan for a good death. Could you outline what happens to our property when we die and what that process looks like?
In Northern Ireland, every adult citizen who has sound mind has the right to determine who takes what property on their death. They do that by making a legal instrument known as a will.
So are you saying that everybody should make a will?
Generally, yes. Even people who do not have a lot of property. It's always better to be in control of who's looking after your estate when you pass on. There are certain high-risk categories who most certainly should make a will. Cohabitants, modern blended families who have stepchildren, people who are separated but are not finally divorced, haven't got the decree absolute, people who have no close family. Another category of person who should think about making a will are the wealthier people in society who would otherwise be paying inheritance tax.
Do you have to get a solicitor to prepare your will?
My own personal view, and I've no axe to grind in that I'm not a solicitor, is that it is better to go to a solicitor if you're going to go to a professional will drafter.
So once the will is made, is it set in stone or can changes be made to it?
Your will remains in force until it is revoked, and yes, you can change your will at any time so long as you still have the capacity to do so. I usually recommend that wills are reviewed every 5 years, but obviously it varies with the circumstances.
Is a will about just gifting assets, or what else can a will do?
Probably the most important thing, other than the gifting of assets, is the appointment of executors. My advice is to have 2 executors, one of which is younger than you, or at least somebody you expect to be around. If you have minor children, you can also appoint guardians for them by your will.
Where should a will be kept?
If the solicitor has made your will, my advice is to leave the original in the solicitor's office and make sure you have a copy at home.
On the subject of capacity, if I lose capacity after writing my will, is it still valid? Or can somebody change it?
Your will is still valid. The only question is whether you had capacity at the time you made it.
So Sheena, thank you again for this afternoon. You've given us loads of valuable information. In summary, can you tell us why it is important to people to plan for a good death?
Death is life's only certainty. We have no idea when death will come upon us. What we can do is plan for it. By planning for it, it will give us peace of mind, and equally important, it should make the grieving process a lot easier for those who are close to us after we are no longer here.